I actually promised Art that I wasn't going to answer any of his questions. Can you hear me? Yeah? I was just going to answer the question I wanted to answer. So, question I want to, actually I wanted to sit in the audience and ask questions, but I can ask the exact same question from up here, and that's, what the fuck is wrong with you people? That's my question.
Every day.
Okay, so here's what happened. I was an actor in New York, and I knew this casting director pretty well, and he called me on a Friday, late on a Friday afternoon, and asked me if I was available for a month. Would I go to South America? And I said yes, and he said, get over here right away. And I said, well, who am I? What am I auditioning for? He said, just get over here. So I walk in, and there's a guy there, an Italian man, with a picture of some other actor, and then he had my picture, and he looked at the two of them, and he said, oh, so you've, I don't know what he said. He was Italian, I couldn't understand him. But here's what I understood. He said, what size shoes do you wear? And I said, 10 and a half. And he said, oh, why don't you wait in the other room? And I waited in the other room, and about 10 minutes later, another actor came in, and they saw him, and he had the wrong size shoes. And I got the job. That's how it happened. Did you understand me? A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Is that a true story, Ruggero?
I know the story.
Ruggero was not there. Ruggero was already down on the river.
So, I have a question for Ruggero. Besides the obvious movies, I'm a big fan of Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man, with Ray Lovelock, and which is considered one of the best Euro crime films. Is that movie a favorite of yours as well?
Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man. Is one of your favorite movies?
Yes, but after the audience like Cannibal Holocaust more, I married the Cannibal Holocaust. But for me, Cop is
It's a great movie.
fantastic.
Any other fans?
Also Tarantino like this.
Yes. Ray Lovelock was in there.
And so early on in your movies, including in Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man, and Waves of Lust, you had scenes involving animals getting killed, even in those earlier movies.
Yes,
And so predating the cannibal films. So what was your interest in including this in your movies?
See, but this is an accident. One blind man crossed the city, the street with the dog. Arrived with the motorbike. This is an accident.
Well, what about the eel in Waves of Lust? They kill an eel in that movie.
What?
An eel, a water animal in Waves of Lust. Eel, E-E-L, eel.
Slimy,
He's acting like he doesn't understand.
phallic thing.
Phallic thing, long eel, moray eel. Moray eel?
Io.
Eel.
Anybody?
I don't understand him.
Yeah, he says he doesn't understand. He says he doesn't.
I don't know why
It's an
you
animal.
talk
We'll
like
show
that.
him a picture in a minute.
When they sit close to me, talking about the women, about the I understand. Now, I don't understand. So, the io.
I don't know.
Io is
An animal?
Yes, I'll show you.
An animal?
Yes, we'll show you.
We're going to Google Translate now?
I'll show you a picture of it.
Anguilla.
Wheeler.
the Anguilla is not in the.
Waves of Lust.
Is it the other movie? Yeah, with my
With your
ex
wife. Yeah.
wife.
Waves of Lust. That's the movie.
Anche un'anguilla si può ammazzare, che cazzo.
So,
If you touch the
Next question.
so when
missing question, I know him now maybe 20 years. He knows that the animals now, nobody talk about the animals. In England, cut only the mouth. Not the tutu, not the monkey, not the pork, only the mouth. If you look at the mouse, you run, no? Also you lance one stone, the mouse. And you talk ancora.
Ruggero's accusing me of being the only person.
No,
that's
animal don't touch.
We don't talk about the animal.
Because, allora, I explain. Have 4 animals. The pork is accident. Because the Ruggero girl, Colombiana, said, we eat all day the fish from the Rio de Amazzoni. It's terrible. El Dorado, you remember?
The which?
Dorado.
Yeah.
Have in the village 1 little pork. Kill that little pork and tonight I prepare for you for holiday. It's normal, no? It's a present. Okay, I call Barbareschi because I hate Barbareschi, not him. Tomorrow you kill the pork. Yeah. And tonight, all happy with the food. After, the torture is no accident. It's needed for the marriage for the Indians. The Indians said, the master of the Indians said, tomorrow have the marriage for the Indians. And eat 1 torture. If you want, it's possible you kill for the movie after we eat. It's normal, no? The monkey is not me, because long lens I saw the Indians eating the monkey. And the rat, I don't believe the rat. Finish.
Where did this go?
I'll talk about another.
So let's ask Cinzia a question.
Yes, Cinzia.
Tell me.
Cinzia, yes.
You first worked with Joe Deodato, also known as Aristide Massachese, vice versa, in Way Omega.
Yeah, Boy Omega.
Do you recall when you first were cast for that film?
Forecast?
Yes.
No, at all.
What do you recall from that movie, from that role?
I remember all the situation in the mountain, in the country, in the mountain, Trentino, Alto Adige, in Italy, in that castle, all together, all the actor, director, and all the crew, and we lived there for 1 month, all together, just shooting, with Massachese, that was a really fast director when he did the movie. But we shoot a lot of material, a lot of scene, a lot of situation. Then he cut it. But we worked a lot in that situation, that castle.
And you also played two roles. And
Yeah, me and my sister.
Right. How was it for you to do that as an actress?
The sister is alive, and Anna died in the first moment of the movie. It's right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, in a big part of movie, Anna is dead. So, it was more difficult to do Anna that the sister, because sister was just a presence, fast. Anna was dead, okay, but every time present with her energy, I think. So I had to work to do a dead person.
Art, do you have a question?
Question for Mr. Yorke. So, Cannibal Holocaust was released all over the world, but at kind of various times in history. When did you first start becoming aware that it was a movie that was so widely seen?
When I left Letitia, I was sure that was the last I was going to hear of this movie. That was 1979. I went back to New York. I was a freelance reader. I read scripts for movie companies and books for publishing companies. That's what I did instead of waiting tables. And I was working for United Artists. And I was walking down the hall there, and a guy I didn't know said, "You've got to come in here. I can't believe what I'm seeing." We didn't know each other. I just happened to be going by his office. So I went in, and he had a bunch of production stills from Cannibal Holocaust. And he's looking at, you've never heard this story. And he's looking at, the chick on a stick and all the things that are happening, and he's going, "I can't fucking believe this." And I said, "Yeah, how about this? That's me." And he goes, "No." And he looks at me and goes, "Yes." And then he's like, "Holy shit," like that. That's what we were doing for like 5 minutes, going, "Oh fuck, how did this happen?" So he tells me that United Artists has a deal to distribute Cannibal Holocaust in America. I'm like, this sounds bad. And then it got seized and taken off the market, and I thought, whew, that was close. That's the end of that. And then I did a movie. The last movie I worked in Hollywood was a movie called Idle Hands. Anybody know this movie? It came out like the week of the Columbine shootings happened, and it was a story about a renegade hand that gets cut off of a guy and kills students in a high school. So it kind of didn't do. It was bad timing, and the director of that is a guy named Rodman Flender, who, as a teenager, saw Cannibal Holocaust in New York the 1 week that it played in 1980. So when he saw that on my resume, that was 1997. Somewhere around 2000, he sent me a video of a dupe of a Dutch version of Cannibal Holocaust. And it was the first time, so 20 years later was the first time I saw this movie. The transition from PAL to NTSC like screwed up the soundtrack, so I sounded like Chip and Dale. It was like, we're going out in the jungle and we're going to find some cannibals. And then I got to see the turtle, and I'm sorry I saw that. And then I got to see the rest of it, and how skinny I was, and how young I was. And it's like having a son that you never knew you had. So it took 20 years before I saw it, but it was another 5 before I realized that there was actually people who liked this movie. That was weird.
Now it's better I explain everything. The idea of the Cannibal Holocaust is fantastic. The idea is beautiful. Sergio Leone said, "You have one idea, fantastic." Surely. I start from the Letizia without the script, only my idea. The idea is 4 young men, students, go to Amazonia for filming the situation, but the cruel situation. But he don't found the cruel situation, and then is build the situation. I start like that, invent every day. I showed him something, and immediately, he sent this in Milano, MIFED, big organization for send the movie, the best, the whole world. And the producer show the piece, little piece, a all stranger country in Milano. They all want to buy the little pieces after coming in the movies. Yes, I want to buy. Arrived the United States, United Artists, and said, no, I buy with many million. Okay, the producer called me in Letizia. Letizia, he have the telephone normal. We have the telephone like that in Letizia. The producer said, Ruggero, here the movies is sent each side, you must to kill everything, you must to kill what you want. I think, but okay. I asked the architecto, scenography. No cinematographer. No stenographer. Sì.
Screenwriter.
Now he building the chairs, he building the villas.
Architect.
You heard me, I said that 4 words ago, right?
You
Okay.
did say it.
I call architect Gabriel. We live in the house.
Oh, the huts?
Nothing, no hotel. Huh? I asked the architect. He said, tomorrow I want impalated the little women who 3 days ago he want to
Do what? Dillo a me in italiano.
violentava.
To violent.
Violent.
Is this the rapey part that we're talking about?
Yeah.
When we get rapey?
Allora the architect said, but how we do that? I don't know. Tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, you knock at my door and you say, what happened? At 6 o'clock in the morning, arrive, knock. I opened the door, I saw the architect with one stick stone, with one chair of the bicycle, and little stick of the iron. And what happened for that? I show you. Go to show me. She sit in the chair. Come si dice? La terra.
Dillo in italiano.
La terra.
The ground.
E poi you put push in the ground. And after bloody. In the house, in the mouse. Take one piece slowly the soft. You don't know that this movie.
It's a balsa wood.
No, the soft legno, wood. The flower you put in the mouth. It's okay. When I explained that Tarantino said, how much pay for that? $10. This is the reason for all movies, all invented, all one day arrived the guide, the Indians, they said, tomorrow I will
Pregnant.
pregnant, one pregnant, He said, he's supposed to do something. Okay, I'll do something with a friend. Every day. Tomorrow you make love from the all with the girl, the movie, the protagonist. And he said that? In the sound, she said that to him. Be careful, because I don't want to do this story. Really or not? The movie is very easy. The last movie, the last Cannibal World, very difficult. This no, very easy. Only have the problem. Per esempio, after when you shooting, you leave the shooting at 4 o'clock in the p.m. because I have the sunset. No, see the sunset. Back, coming back. We go for the village along with the director of cinematography. I said, Sergio, where is the whole crew? Oh, I don't know. Maybe in the house where is your assistant director? Okay, go to see that. I opened the bungalow. I saw all crew down with the coca in all. Not the actor. I go in the bathroom, I have the architect front the mirror. I say, Antonello, what happened? With the assistant, my assistant editor, close to Antonello. He told Antonello, what happened? I come inside the mirror. But wait. Okay. I live with Sergio. The day after, in the set shooting, the women, the editor, cry. She said, why? Mexico said, why you cry? Because Antonello leave me. Why? I don't know. I go to Antonello, why you she cry, why you leave there? Because yesterday I go for she goes in the mirror. Understand? How shooting this movie? The crew think only for the cocaine.
The crew was in it for the cocaine.
Okay, now it's clear.
Only me.
The crew, I never got any.
No.
So
No.
a question for Cinzia. Lucio Fulci had a reputation for yelling at actors and for being very mean to some of the cast members.
Very,
of this
very
movie.
what?
Very mean and angry on set and yelling at people. Did you see that, or did you have a different experience with him on the Beyond?
I had a really different experience with Lucio because he worked together, he worked in 4 movies, and we worked so well. We understand each other always. And maybe sometime he had a character, not angry, but impulsive. Impulsive is right. They loved to say what in the mind passed everything. He needed to explain in the moment. So sometimes the idea to explain wasn't so good, or not in the right moment. But he wasn't a bad man, absolutely, and he was obviously a great director. And so my experience with him is something of. It was a great experience, cinematographic experience, with a man who shot a very good movie, and he had a really good tradition of cinema, of Italian cinema, like this man here. It's he and Lucio come from a big tradition of Italian cinema, of the real cinema, Italian cinema.
Thank you.